Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Edgar Aguero, your El Paso realtor here with the Team Jackie Stevens Home Show podcast. We're doing episode number 5, so pretty exciting. I wanted to bring someone extremely exciting, someone that I hold true to heart for a lot of reasons, and it's really cool because we all get to learn a little bit more about him and what he's doing today. Ladies and gents, help me introduce Mr. Ricky Ramirez.
All
How you doing,
right.
man?
I'm doing great. Honored to be on. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Good deal, man. So, just reading a little bit more about you. So, I don't know if you knew about this, Ricky, but you're actually from my neighborhood growing up there in the Northeast El Paso. I don't know what we go by now. I don't know if it's Angel's Triangle,
Right.
but we know it better as the Devil's Triangle. And not to scare anybody on the podcast or nothing, but that's how we roll. So I wanted to definitely bring somebody here. You actually went to the same middle school as I did, Canyon Hills. Worked your way up to the Urban Rockets when we were actually something back in the day.
Yeah.
And no, just kidding, guys. If you guys are Urban Rockets, I love you guys. Hold you deep to the heart. But anyway, I wanted to bring you on, Rick, just because a lot of the things that you're doing is just so inspiring. From adult to adult is one, but I think more importantly, people tend to forget the important people, and that's our young ones, especially right now in today's life that we got in today's world that we got this pandemic going on, a lot of adversity that's having to happen. People either have lost their jobs, they're having to find their means, and in any different shapes or forms. Kids are having to be put into plays that they're not comfortable. Not everybody has the ability to say, hey, go do this or go do that. And a lot of the kids are being challenged. And so I wanted to reach out to somebody who has been extremely motivational, inspiring to these kids. You have a great story, and I want really El Paso to kind of rehear it, reshare it, and relive it with you. And again, man, thanks again. So we graduated from Urban. You go on to be a U.S. Marine, 4 years. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And then you come back to El Paso, and tell me a little bit about that. What was your purpose? Why back to El Paso? And kind of go from there.
Right. So when I was probably about my last 6 months in the Marine Corps, I was thinking, what am I going to do with my life? And I actually had one of my superior officers told me I wouldn't make it 6 months out of the Marine Corps because I wasn't smart enough to do anything else.
Wow.
So at that moment, I said, you know what? A bunch of kids hear similar things that I'm hearing as an adult still. So that was kind of like the light for me to bring my butt back home and be that light for those kids and let them know that your future isn't determined by your zip code and your current situation, your current circumstance. That can either enable you and empower you to do good in life, or you can let that defeat you and keep you down. So my goal was to come back and be that light for kids, to be that push for kids. Because I also had really good teachers coming up, Miss Wiggs, Coach Essex. There was a lot of them who saw potential in me when I thought I was just, a regular kid from Northeast El Paso who was just getting by. I was never the smartest kid, never made A honor roll, like nothing like that. So when people would tell me things like, well, college isn't in your future, I believe it. I never saw anyone in my family go to college, and the military was kind of our way out. So I guess to wrap things up with that question is, my goal was to show kids here from our city, especially from the Northeast, that your effort and your drive and your passion it will take you places that intelligence won't take you, because there's people way smarter than me who didn't even graduate from high school or from college.
No, and I think that's very important. It's funny to hear you. Not funny. It's interesting to hear you say that, because I think we emphasize so much on, I guess, the world kind of brings a specific person. They're going to go to school. They're going to do great things. They're going to go to college. They're going to get the American dream job, and it's going to be happy life, happy ever, right?
Right.
I've always said your upbringing, whether it's good, tough, challenging, rich, poor, whatever it is, has only a little bit of what you'll be able to accomplish later on in life. Really, what you decide you want to do and change that whole persona of what everybody else tells you you're going to do is what really makes a change. So I'm going to kind of fast forward a little bit. So when you started teaching at Canyon Hills, was that your first gig?
I know, man. I started when I was in college. I was already working in the school system. I was working at elementary school, loved it, but I always wanted to teach high school.
Okay.
So then I got my first shot at Jefferson High School, where I was my internship year, and then I did some tutoring work there as well. And then following that, my official first year in the classroom was at Irvin High School.
Nice.
Yeah, so I did some time at Irvin, did a year at Irvin, and then this awesome position opened up where all I got to do was talk to kids about college and career readiness at the middle school.
Yep.
So I jumped ship and I went right to Canyon.
Nice. And that's why I guess I kind of caught up, which is very exciting because, like I said, I started at Wainwright, and then from there, my parents moved a whole block and over, and that made me go to Whitaker. So that's kind of where I went to school. And then from there, I ended up going to Canyon Hills. And, and those are always challenging times, and I'm not just saying Northeast is the only tough place to live in El Paso, and it's hard. But there's different things that come in there. Teachers, I remember growing up there, I was bilingual. And they assumed just because I did it throughout my school year, my younger school years, that I was going to be in the bilingual program there right off the gate. Now, one of the programs that you were involved, which is AVID, getting these kids, and it's amazing to know that now the school system kind of wants to introduce it at the middle school level, so that when they are in high school, they're kind of treating it as a pre-college type environment.
Right.
And in some of the videos that we've seen with you, Rick, that's really, really cool is, just simply as knowing how to, do a tie, right? That's really cool. A handshake. And growing up in the Northeast, I think we kind of taught, and I don't know if it's the Hispanic culture or whatnot. It's kind of like, just kind of, walk your lane, stay in there, be calmado, don't get all crazy, right? But those are the things right there that make a difference. And I really wanted to bring it to you because, especially like I said, right now, a lot of these kids don't know what they're going to go. And then we get this pandemic this year that I want to, and we've been emphasizing a little bit on the previous shows, just different levels. And this one's one because a lot of these kids, I talk to my kids. So I have 4 kids.
Okay.
One's getting ready to graduate. We have one that she's going to be a sophomore this year, and then I have my little one goes, I don't want, I'm a, concerned, or no, you have me going to get back to school, stuff like that. Now, my question to you is, what do you say to those kids? Like, what's your motivation? What's your inspiring message to them? What do you think that should start at?
For the kids, man, I'm so impressed by the young generation right now, by the K through 12 kids, because as adults, man, this pandemic was tough on us. But we've had life experiences. We've faced adversity. We know how to get through what we're going through. And these kids, they faced adversity, of course, but they just went through a whole brand new pandemic that not even the adults knew how to get through yet. We're still navigating our way through it. And these kids are kicking butt, man, left and right. And they're on their computer and they're learning from home. So my message to the kids is know that who you are right now is you're a superhero, really, because you're just a young teenager or a young elementary kid, and you're navigating your way through a pandemic with adults who haven't figured it out yet. And as kids, I just think that's amazing. That's awesome, man, that these kids have so much grit and perseverance. And like our graduating seniors, like poor kids didn't get to walk, but look at them. They're still, they're still driven. They're still motivated. They're still talking about their goals. So my big takeaway for anyone in school right now, school age kids, is you're a superstar, you're a superhero, and understand that what you just went through or what we're going through right now, no one has been through it, you know, of our age, of course. And you're doing it just as well as we are.
Absolutely. And what a message, because I think that's the highlight we had in last week's podcast, that Jackie and Michelle had the opportunity to talk to Socorro Independent School District last week. And, you know, they go, what message can you give them, right? And everybody was kind of expecting, kind of what we're used to, you know, go to school, good things happen, right? No, it was more like, you know, just it's an exciting time. You want to be back. And these kids are, you know, they persevere a lot better than we do. I think sometimes we kind of put handicaps on them and say, hey, you know, you guys take it easy. And they're like, no, like we got to move on, you know, and I think that's exciting. And again, it goes to show why you were successful. So I'm going to highlight on a year, because I want you kind of to walk. People have asked me like, hey man, who's Ricky Ramirez, right? And I say, hey man, I go, I got an exciting show and I get to interview him all by myself today. And I go to tune in and I get a little bit of that message. So 2018, 2019, you, along with all our teachers and educators that we have, whether they want to admit it or not, they get a title. And this title is EPISD Teacher of the Year. And when you get that, it's kind of like, that's Hall of Fame stuff. You know what I mean? That you hear like, hey, that's a big title. And if you get it, you earn it. Walk me through that. What's that experience like? Because I know it leads on to bigger and better things. And I want you to definitely share those too. But how did that make you feel coming back to El Paso and you accomplishing that?
You know, just as when we were kids, we didn't think certain things were possible. Just the way we grew up. And for me, I always say to people, I'm just a regular guy. I'm no better than anyone else that I've ever taught with. I'm no better than anyone else that I collaborate with. I'm learning as I go. So when I won, I was like, what, you know, was there a mistake? What's going on here? So I wanted you in for the school first, and that right there, that alone was, you know, I don't even want to say a dream come true, because I never even dreamed of that. But it was something that I was very honored to receive. I was humbled by it, and I thought, wow, like, you know, maybe there is something greater in store for me. Who knows? And then, you know, the district has the Teacher of the Year ceremony, where I guess it's all the campuses in competition with each other, I guess.
Yeah.
And when they announced my name, I started laughing because I thought it was a joke at first. You see me drop to my knees a little, and I'm like, "There's no way! Like, what is going on?" So it was just something that caught me by surprise. Not that I don't believe in myself, because you know I know what I bring to the table, but I know that there's always room for growth and there's always room for improvement. And to top it off, man, I teach with some rock star teachers who like they do something cool in their classrooms, and I'm like, yeah, I'm taking that. I like that strategy. I'm taking that. So I'm a culmination of a bunch of teachers who have mentored me along the way. And apparently someone thought I was, you know, qualified to win Teacher of the Year, and I'll take it.
No, that's awesome, man. And I could just imagine, you, because again, it's not like there's like, you know, one or two teachers, three teachers. There's a bunch. And like you said, there's a lot of good, great, qualified ones.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's at one school, right? And then now you think about how many schools here in El Paso. I think if El Paso is great at anything, is building schools. And so that, you know, it's a lot of teachers. So you stood out, you know, above all these different people at the secondary level. And it's amazing. And congrats on that.
Thank you.
Now, the big moment that I get to see, and I know you shared it with me the other day, was they wanted to go ahead and kind of have you be that person to the incoming teachers that are coming in, give them an inspiring message, you know, why they're going to teach and so forth. And you like that little segue? You know, we get the why I teach moment, right? So talking about that, because that speech made it big. And when I say big, guys, I think you originally told me it was going to probably be about 1,000 likes. You'd be happy and you kind of walk with it. But you know what, before I do that, walk me through the story on how you even got to making a video.
Yeah. So the school district had reached out to me saying, hey, we want you to motivate. We want you to give a message that's going to motivate teachers that are new to the district, whether it's new teachers or teachers coming in from other districts. So I said, you know what, as someone who has participated in several PD, professional development sessions.
Mhm.
I thought the last thing I want to do to these teachers is bore them. So let me really try to inspire them. And I thought about, why did I become a teacher? And it has nothing to do with academics at the end of the day. It has nothing to do with a curriculum. It has nothing to do with test scores. It all has to do with people.
Yeah.
When you get down to the root cause, it's people. So I started thinking about all my experiences with these amazing, amazing kids that I met along the years. And I started just kind of highlighting little stories here and there. And next thing you know, I'm like really getting into it. And the passion just coming out, talking about my students. And my friend Orlando, he's a realtor as well. He's there recording for me because I want to get better, right? So I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was going to be like any other day, record, go home, watch the video, adjust, and get better for the next one.
Right.
So Orlando's like, yo, that was fire. He's like, I'm putting out that video today. I said, Orlando, don't put it out, man. I just want to get better. He's like, Ricky, trust me. I'm going to have a video made tonight. He took all his gear and he left. He left me at the district. I'm like, what is wrong with this guy? So I'm texting him. I said, do not release that. And a couple hours later, he sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh! Like, wow, that is powerful because it's all about people. It's all about relationships." Yeah. That was my whole speech. So Orlando's like, "Hey, we can put on social media. I think you'll do fairly well." So I'm thinking, the most I've ever got was like 200 likes, right? So I'm thinking, okay, if he thinks it's this good, then I'm thinking 1,000 will be set.
Yeah.
And I go to sleep, and then the next day there's like 5,000, and then 10,000, and 20,000. I'm like, oh my gosh! And what I really like the most about it is that teachers from all over the world were watching it, or all over the states at least, and they were messaging me, and they were saying, "Thank you, I needed to hear that. Thank you for that message. I'm ready to go back. Thank you, I'm ready to go build relationships." And so many people caught wind of it. So it was just very humbling that a message from little old me from Northeast El Paso was able to impact people from all walks. And then the next thing you know, out of nowhere, I get a message from someone who's on Team Ellen, and they want to start, getting to know me. And next thing you know, I'm invited to LA to go be on the Ellen show.
How cool is that, man? Like I said, we I saw it. Live, and we get the message that, hey, El Paso, teacher message. I'm like, El Paso teacher, wait a minute. So I start working a little bit backwards, and I think I was telling you a little bit offline right now. We get caught up in our daily busy lives, and everybody's doing a little bit of everything. But when you get to see someone do positive with El Paso, it's just extremely, like I said, and I know it's humbling, but it's great and it's exciting. And then I start tying it. I go, man, he's from my neighborhood. He's, he's from my hood. He's from El Paso. And to hear, man, what a great experience that you went through. And I know that wasn't your goal. It's just where it got to, because that message was that strong. And it's the reason I was reading your information here. Just kind of getting back to El Paso, making an impact here, and that you've done. I think I'll say it for my own self is I seen it. I reached out to you, I think maybe about a year ago, saying, hey, man, I would like to be able to have my team and your team do some type of collaboration here in El Paso, again, to show or find out, throw some ideas on how we can bring an impact back to here and kind of go there. And you kind of have a one-up on what we've been trying to do. We do a lot of stuff with the Children's Hospital.
Awesome.
We've done stuff like that. And then one of the really, really cool things that I know that you do is the annual Northeast Backpack Drive. Mm-hmm. So I definitely wanted to touch a little bit on that as well. What it's meant to you, how it's touched a lot of people that aren't as fortunate to be able to get some of these things for their kids. And I know that you've seen it grow every year. We've been hit with some challenges. I know last year kind of presented one. We had the tough shooting that happened here last year at the Walmart, which was extremely unfortunate. That threw a little damper there, which was huge. And then also I wanted to be able to, you continue, and this year we get hit with the whole pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So I know that those are all little challenges, but talk to us a little bit more about it. And one thing, I want you to challenge me. How can Team Jackie Stevens help you out and provide, some assistance and donate and others that are watching today?
All right. Yeah, no problem. So 9 years ago, we're in year 9. 9 years ago, I was working at one of the rec centers with the teens and after school program. And I was in college at the time. So I thought, these kids are still having, they're still showing up with backpacks that look like the one I had when I was in school. And when I was in school, my mom had this hookup with Avon. I don't remember Avon.
Oh, yeah.
So I had a unisex backpack. It was a girl backpack. I threw that thing away because I got made fun of. The girl who sat next to me, I still remember her name. I'm not going to call her out, but she made fun of me because we had the same backpack. So I said, "Yeah, I'm not going to do this." I threw the backpack away. My mom got upset. But 9 years later, man, kids are still going through similar struggles, right?
Sure.
And I noticed that. So I said, you know what? I got to do something about this. What can I possibly do? I got together with my friend, Coach Macias from Andrews High School.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hey, you're really proud to be from the Northeast. So am I. Let's do something for kids who are struggling with the backpacks. A week before school started, we asked social media, like, hey, if we did a backpack drive, collected backpacks, who would actually help us out? Next thing you know, within less than a week, we got 500 backpacks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So after that, I said, bro, this is necessary. This is needed. When we go drop them off to schools, we always want people to understand that it's not coming from me and it's not coming from Andrew. It's coming from the community. It's coming from awesome people who give. It's coming from generous people like that. So what I like to do is I like to get the football players from these high schools to go drop them off at the schools. And that's how we do that. And principals receive them and counselors, and they already have their list of who's going to get the backpacks. And some of the counselors are in tears because they know how some of our kids struggle, right?
Yeah,
and we donate to every school in the Northeast, every elementary school in the Northeast. 9 years later, here we are, still going strong. And this year, because of everything going on politically and pandemic-wise, we decided that we didn't want to promote so much. So we're just kind of doing it on the low a little bit. And if you want to give, we're still accepting donations. And right now, I have at least 100 backpacks. We have a lot of monetary donations as well. So we're going to be able to bless a lot of families again this year. As far as anyone wanting to help, you can contact me. You can DM me. You can contact Edgar. Let him know you guys got some bags. We'll take anything from a pack of pencils to a brand new backpack to even a lightly used backpack, because really anything helps for some of these students who really are in the struggle.
No, and again, what an awesome way to give back again to those that are, like I said, less fortunate to be able to take advantage of it. Touching, especially right now, you know what I mean. I think this year it's added on a little bit more to everybody. There's some homes that are struggling, with both parents either being laid out or having to find different ways to make it happen. And I think we all hope that those vaccine comes out, completely minimizes and shuts this whole nightmare, and we get back to being normal somewhat, right? Yeah. So again, thank you so much for sharing that. And like I said, you definitely got our support on that, and I'll get on a one-off there and kind of take care of it. And again, we do challenge the rest of El Paso to help out for this great cause there in the Northeast. And help out all the elementary schools there. So one thing that we always do is open up also like to for the people that are watching it live to have questions. And I just got blessed. I got to ask, man, because everybody wanted to know that, like, man, he was on Ellen. What was that experience like? Did she smell good? No, not really.
Yes. What was the Ellen experience like? Is that the question?
Yeah.
It was, man, I can't reveal too much about the logistics of it, but the experience as far as being there on the show, it was, I thought I was dreaming. I know I went on, I did my thing with the rolling ball, and that whole thing was a blur. So when we got done filming and they took me to the back, I asked the director, I said, did I say anything dumb? And she's like, no, you did great. I said, I don't remember anything. I blacked out completely. I was just starstruck. Man, Ellen's my girl. I've been loving on Ellen for years, and just her movement. Be kind, just be kind to people and spread love and positivity. So just to be next to her, to be next to someone who does so much for so many people. And it was just it was a dream come true. I mean, I never thought I would ever go to the Ellen show, right? Not even as an audience member. For that to happen, it's like, wow, like, you know, God just blessed me, you know, beyond my wildest dreams, really, man. So
yeah, that's got to be. I mean, I couldn't even tell you. I don't think I have a comparable story to it. I mean, that's again Hall of Fame, man. So you get Teacher of the Year. You hit it off with this great speech. And I think not so much the speech, and because you ended up on Ellen, but just the message behind it, striking so many people in different areas, different ways. Not necessarily just here in El Paso, but just nationwide. That is. To me, that's inspiring, right? And so looking at and that and awesome, man. Congrats to you on that.
Thank you.
One thing, and for those that are wondering, you guys can definitely see the video if you go to YouTube. Log on, see Ricky Ramirez. Why I teach speech. It'll start there, and then it just kind of lingers out to the rest of the part and the great story. But one of the things that I wanted to also touch base, because I know great experience and this world, in this life that we live in, takes us through this roller coaster of ups and downs. So we highlighted all the tops, right? We're on the top of this roller coaster. Everything is good. And I have to ask the question, because I know you've talked about it before, but I want the audience to know, all of a sudden you get the call. Right, at least I'm kind of summarizing what it kind of what I'm thinking kind of went, and nobody ever likes to get called to the principal's office. No one, yeah. But that's kind of what happened, and talk to us a little bit about that and what it did to you from that ultimate high.
So that was actually right before Ellen. So
okay,
yeah, I'm still on the high from Teacher of the Year. Everything's great, enjoying it. My kids are best students ever. They're loving it. And right before, about a month before Ellen, I got the call to go to the office, and it was basically a letter stating that the district wasn't able to provide funds for the program that I teach anymore. No one's fault. Things happen. I mean, budget in education is very complicated. So I completely understood, like, hey, no one's at fault here. It's not that I did anything wrong, or the school or the school district. It's just budget, and it's tough with the school system. Budget is it's tough.
Sure.
So basically, they tell me your program is done and you've been displaced, which means I have to find another school to work at. And my thing was, I loved that school. I love giving back to those kids who grew up in the same projects that I'm from, to that specific community. So I was crushed. I was bummed. And then next thing you know, the Ellen show calls. And then after that, Avid, the actual organization, Avid calls. And they said, hey, we want you to be on our speakers bureau, and we want you to train teachers. So it was just kind of a roller coaster. It's kind of like sometimes you have those highs, you have those lows, but those lows sometimes are for a reason. And when sometimes you hit that rock bottom, the only place to go is back up. So Ellen crushed, and then back up working for the organization that really, Avid, which is the organization that changed my life. That's awesome.
And I think that's how you see it, right? We always, we kind of go through that now, on the real estate side of things. And not that that's necessarily comparable, but there's times where, especially right now, we're getting ready. We have clients that are about to close on their home. Everything is going great. And then, this whole pandemic hits. All of a sudden they lose jobs. They won't be able to be, qualified anymore, and they lose that home opportunity and stuff like that. That opportunity closes, and then it does open, fortunately for some others that are just kind of waiting in that period. Mm-hmm. But then again, to your message, there is you kind of it wasn't meant to be at that time. Now we get to open up another door later down the road, and I think that's what how we want to see it. And it's the same message that I give the kids right now. Our kids. I say, look, I understand it's my senior. I feel for her because she has a lot of questions. Like, am I even going to get to play my last final soccer season? It's my senior year. I want to put on a great show. What is that going to look like? And I wish I have answers for her, right? But the only thing I can tell her is you got to continue to prepare. You got to continue to do all the things that you would do, as if things were normal and everything, and find your way through it. And I know that that's no different from the message that you've given a lot of these kids, a lot of these kids that you've impacted here in the community, man. So
thank you.
Again, that's I can't stress that enough, and that's why I wanted to really bring you on here, because I think your message is great. I think what you're doing to El Paso, from afar, and those that know you. There's a lot of mutual people that we both know that told me nothing but great things, about you, and it's cool. Like, honestly, it feels like I've known you for a long time just because of where we come from. So congrats on all of that, Rick.
Thank you.
I did want to go ahead and talk to you a little. Wanted you to share with us a little bit about your new mentor program that I know it's kind of in the works,
right.
And I wanted to get a little bit more information, share with those to see how we can help mentor, because I think it's very important as well.
Definitely. So, this whole past year, after the Ellen experience, I was able to travel quite a bit and have, speaking engagements in other cities and states. And I went to some awesome conferences, and I thought, we are getting this awesome information at these conferences, and we're all adults, and we're all taking notes, and we're all learning, and we're all growing. And I thought, what if we hit people at a younger age? That way, by the time they get to that, that adult age, maybe they're putting on their own conference. So I thought, okay, what is the need of our city, or what is the need of our community, at least? And for me, man, you're right. Earlier, you said the whole, there's struggle in various parts of the city.
Sure.
Very, very true. But for me, it hits home with the Northeast, because this is where we're from. So my goal is always to impact the Northeast. And I thought, all of the kids I taught, a lot of them were missing a father figure. A lot of them were missing that positive male figure in their life. So I thought, let's do a mentor program. It's kind of a spin-off of Steve Harvey's program. And I love what Steve Harvey does. Steve Harvey aims specifically for fatherless kids. I just want to aim for anyone who really needs the help. And I started reaching out to parents. The reception was well. Parents are saying, hey, when are you going to start the mentorship camp? I'll send my kid tomorrow. So it's something that's needed. I asked, what are the main concerns that parents have with teenagers right now? I have about a list of 50 that parents want me to touch on. So this shows me that it is needed. It's something that kids will benefit from. And then it'll kind of bridge that communication gap with the teenagers and the parents. So that's it's in the works. Champion University, it's in the works. It's at the beginning phases. Looking at launching, if we're lucky, maybe the first session either in the spring or the summer, if it's safe, of course. But where we're going to teach kids things like, for the males, how to tie a tie, proper handshake, how to present yourself on social media, because social media is a tool. And a lot of people don't realize that, especially adults nowadays. And a lot of kids, what I don't want to see them do is ruin their future because of what they're posting on social media right now. So just different things like that is what I want to touch on with these kids, and just provide them with guidance. I have another friend who's on board to kind of run the female side, another big influencer for the city of El Paso, and someone who the kids would actually gravitate towards. So that's in the works. I don't have too many details right now, besides the fact that we're going to give kids life-changing information that they need to hear at this age now, before it's too late.
No, and I think it's vital, and I think it's funny that you say that, because teenagers. So I have two now, and I went through my oldest. Obviously, she presented her challenges. I always say she was the santita of the group. She was good. But my other two here, they go through different things. And then in today's world, I mean, like you touched on social media, and it's crazy because that's a different beast, and it's good, it's bad, it's exciting. It should be used as a powerful tool, but it can very easily make you feel unmotivated, down. Unfortunately, it does lead to other things where, you lose some confidence also sometimes. I think it's important. I love the fact that you do have that mentorship program in play. I think it'd be great for a lot of different kids that it can take advantage of it. Not necessarily those that like that are necessarily going through a tough time, but just to get mentored into the right direction, you know. So
Definitely.
I think that's positive, and I'm assuming that's from what you're doing now to getting ready, prepared for the next level, whether it be high school, college, and so forth, and get them ready for the real world. You know, that's what I always say. As
Yes, definitely. And I think, you know, when I was that age, as a kid from the Northeast, there's just certain people who I was, you know, you show up with a suit and tie, I'm probably not going to listen to you. I like your coat though.
there you go.
As a kid, you show up with a suit and tie, I'm probably not going to listen to you. So what I want to show kids is that you can still be hip, you can still be fly, you can be cool, but you can still be driven and have ambition and have goals. And on the flip side, when you do get that job interview, we're going to show you how to dress up the right way as well. So just different things like that.
No, yeah, and I think you nail it. You know, you can do it. You can be a little bit of everything. Be strong, and again, always be positive. Really, that's the time that I have for us today, Rick. I want to thank you so much for being extremely flexible. I know it's kind of a short turnaround. I did want to bring you in here. Man, I can't tell you enough how exciting it is for someone, again, from El Paso, making a change, making a huge impact in our community, man. Wishing nothing but the best. Continue that success, man. And anything that you need from our team here at Team Jackie Stevens, we're here to support. And again, man, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And when the camp launches, I'm going to reach out to you guys so you can come share with the kids.
Hey, I love it, man. We'll definitely do it. And one thing I would tell you, man, let me know how I can get a shirt.
I got you, Edgar.
All right, Rick, man. We'll go ahead and end it here. Thank you so much for making episode 5 a fun one.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Y'all have a good one.
You too, buddy.